There are moments in life when we realize the world does not see us the way we see ourselves. For some of us, this realization comes early, when we notice that our minds, our eyes, and our hearts dance to a rhythm that feels out of tune with the world around us. This is my story, the story of how I learned to live through my different eye. As a child, I was different. Not loud, not playful, not the kind of child people called normal. While the other kids chased footballs in the dusty field, I sat quietly at the edge, tying and untying my shoelaces, arranging stones in patterns, staring at the sky as if the clouds carried secrets no one else could see. My silence worried my parents, my teachers, my neighbors. They whispered words, strange, odd, slow, words that stuck to me like invisible labels. At family gatherings, while cousins laughed and wrestled, I covered my ears. The noise was too much. The colors too bright. The world too overwhelming. And so, they called me stubborn. They called me difficult. They didn't know I was simply surviving. School was harder. I never looked my teachers in the eye, not because I didn't respect them, but because eye contact burned like fire. I struggled to write neatly, to speak clearly, to sit still. The other children noticed, and children can be cruel. They laughed at the way I rocked back and forth when anxious. They mocked the way I spoke, too fast or too slow. Sometimes, they shoved me. Sometimes, they ignored me completely. At night, my mother cried. She wanted so much for me to fit in, to be accepted, and I wanted that too, but my brain was a puzzle I couldn't solve. Yet, even in my confusion, there was light. Because while I failed in what others found easy, I excelled in what others ignored. Numbers spoke to me like a secret language. Patterns whispered their truth. Machines and computers didn't judge me. They just worked. And in their silence, I found peace. It took one teacher who saw beyond my silence. She noticed the drawings I filled in my notebooks. Not doodles of superheroes, but diagrams, machines, patterns. She noticed how I solved puzzles faster than anyone else. She didn't try to change me. She didn't scold me for being different. Instead, she handed me a computer. And for the first time, I felt understood. That computer became my safe place, my playground, my world. While others saw me as broken, the machine saw me as whole. And slowly, my parents began to understand too. That my silence wasn't emptiness. That my differences weren't flaws. That my mind wasn't less, it was simply wired differently. At 20, I stood on a stage, not as the silent child people once pitied, but as a young man who had built something from nothing. A program, a creation, proof that my mind was not broken, it was extraordinary. And for the first time, I spoke to an audience. For years, people saw my silence as weakness, my differences as flaws, but those same differences gave me creativity, focus, and resilience. Being neurodiverse means struggling with things many take for granted, but it also means seeing the world in a way most people cannot. Different is not less. The room was silent, and then, they clapped. They clapped not because I had finally become like them, but because they finally saw me as I truly was. Today, I still live through my different eye. Some days are still hard. Crowds overwhelm me. Conversations tire me, but I am no longer ashamed. Because my eye sees beauty others miss. My mind solves puzzles others cannot. My heart feels deeply, loves fully, and hopes endlessly. So if you, or someone you love, walks this path of difference, know this. You are not broken. You are not less. You are simply you. And the world needs you, through your different eye. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a little hope today. You're not alone. The inner voice is with you.